Hey everyone, in this video I'll be breaking down the process of creating this stylized axe in Blender and Substance Painter. If you want a more in-depth explanation, check out my previous videos where I go over everything step by step, since it's the same process. Now let's get started. I usually start with a quick sketch to get a rough idea of the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to serve as a guide. Then I begin blocking out the basic forms using simple shapes. At this stage, I focus on proportions and silhouette rather than details. Make sure to have a decent topology enough to apply subdivisions on it later. For the cloth part, I took a chunk from the handle and used zinc wrap and solidify Addons to make it fit with the handle. Here you can play with the position of the cloth parts and make sure just they look good. Before sculpting, I organize my objects properly. I name them _low and _high so they are ready for baking later. To speed up this process, I use an add-on that automatically renames objects and prepares them for baking. It's a small step, but it saves you a lot of time. This add-on is called Simple Rename. I need to ensure before remeshing my models to close all those open areas, because the remeshing tool will create a lot of holes and glitches on the mesh if you don't do this step. Before diving into sculpting, I make sure my mesh is ready. This usually means adding subdivisions or using remeshing to get a good density for sculpting. You can use any other methods like Dyn Topo or multi-resolution add-on, but important is to add density before sculpting. I also use vertex paint to mask with colors the pieces of this axe, so Substance Painter can identify later with ID map where to apply the materials. This entire process is explained and the color palette for this in one of my previous videos about baking. Now it's time to start adding details. Okay, here's the sculpting process in speed art. I focus on adding depth, making the edges look more natural and enhancing the overall stylized look. You can use the scrape brush or use the ore brushes to make this process. Try to keep the axe sculpture quite clean and avoid adding a lot of small or micro details that can make your model look dirty and oversaturated in details. For this type of stylized sculpt, I rely on a few key brushes. I mainly use some of my brushes part of a future pack I'm working on for shaping and detailing. They are simple lines and levels. You can approach the same result using masking and moving it with the grab brush. It's all about finding the right balance between clean and exaggerated details. You can watch some references about stylized sculptures and just practice. Okay, to make it a low poly, of course make sure to use the low folder. You need to remove all of those unnecessary edges to clean up the topology and reduce the poly count. Make sure to keep the silhouette of the model so you don't have any baking problems later. Of course, this optimization process will depend on the triangle count of your object. You need to understand first where this model will be used, if it will be for a PC video game, console, mobile, or depending if your client asks you a specific amount of triangles. But at the same time you optimize this, you can add the seams to make the cuts for the UV unwrapping. Make sure also you don't have inverted normals or duplicated vertices, and make sure to add sharp edges to have a good shading. If you want to have full quads in your geometry, you can, but of course this will increase a lot the triangle count. So since this is a model for a video game and this won't be deformed with an animation or anything like that, you're gonna have a lot of triangles just to optimize the poly count. Also, as the axe blade have a flat surface, you can optimize this with triangles a lot. Okay, I added a checker texture just to see if the UV unwrapping is going correctly, and then I unwrapped the model for texturing. Good UVs help a lot when texturing later on. This is quite complex to explain fast since UV process needs an in-depth explanation because you can use some add-ons and there are many different ways to approach good UV unwrapping. So I recommend to learn more specifically about this process. But if you want to understand more in depth for this kind of stylized objects, you can watch some of my past videos where I did explain all of the UV unwrapping process. Of course, now export the low poly and the high poly in FBX ready for Substance Painter. Now it's time to bake. I bring the low poly and high poly models into Substance Painter and set up the bake. Getting clean bakes is super important as they define how well the details from the sculpt transfer to the low poly model. I'm using this time 8K resolution for baking, and make sure to use correctly the suffixes _low and _high. I set up a few things it is ready for baking. First, you can make a quick sample using a low resolution just to see if you don't have baking errors, since a higher resolution will take you more time. If you don't have baking issues here with the lower resolution, then you can go back to the higher one, and if you have errors you need to fix them, and maybe they can be some UV errors, or maybe just naming doesn't match each other, so you need to fix that before texturing. For the textures, I use a custom material I've been working on. It helps maintain a consistent stylized look I focus on adding color variation, edge highlights, and somewhere to make the axe feel more interesting. This material is available for free in the video description below, and if you want to learn how to make it, you can watch some of my past videos. It is a simple material, but it will serve you as a base for future models. All the process now is a creative process, so you can play with the colors and the details, ambient occlusion and the shadows and light, watch some references and get inspired with it. Once the textures are done, I'll bring everything back into Blender for the final render. And here's a quick setup that you can make to export textures back to Blender. I set up some simple lighting and a nice composition to show off the final result. And that's it, here's the final render. Hope you found this breakdown helpful. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Post your comments and ask me some questions. Please subscribe and leave me a like. So thanks for watching and see you next time.